It's a dream chased by thousands of Brits each year.
It's a wonderful way of life.
Heading to Europe to set up new lives and businesses in the sun.
Get it!
They're seduced by gorgeous scenery.
It's a beautiful place to live, it really, really is.
Year-round sun and a better, cheaper way of life.
I wonder what the temperature is today.
But how easy is it to turn the dream into a reality?
This is like the final frontier.
In this series, we follow those expats as they say goodbye, England.
There's no reason for me to go back to the UK. I have nothing there.
And begin their new lives.
What could possibly go wrong now?
Setting up bars and restaurants in Spain.
I know, it ain't rocket science.
Gîtes and B&Bs in France.
Voila.
When nothing is ever as simple as it sounds.
You're starting to get sleepless nights because you're starting to get worried.
It's great. What more could I want?
On today's show, a handful of Brits try to please the Costa's trickiest clients.
We have to up our game even more here in Marbella. Let's go!
By searching for the treasures of the Mediterranean.
We're hopefully going to find a nice big reef system out in the middle of nowhere.
Fantastic!
To the future.
As they prepare for their new life in Europe, these expats are setting their sights high.
This is what I want, please.
No pressure.
And a family settles into their new dream life.
It's a lovely little village and everybody's so friendly.
But are things a little too relaxed in their new country?
Well, I came in yesterday, you said 8 o'clock.
I don't know what we're going to do. I haven't got a plan B.
The southern Spanish region of Almería is the driest place in the whole of Europe. On average, it rains a total of 25 days a year, 107 less than in the UK. No wonder about 50,000 British expats are now calling this place home. The latest British movers to this area are this happy family of 3.
This is when they got married. Years ago they got married. So they're very, 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 very old. But you are.
I know, let's leave it at that.
Stuart and Amanda Brignall and daughter Amira have just left the North Yorkshire town of Whitby and settled in the tiny village of Piedra Amarilla. They have given up their jobs as a construction manager and a hairdresser to go in search of a better lifestyle.
In England, we had no quality of life. I worked Sunday, so we only really had Saturday together as a family. I was worried about Stu. He was always stressed. And
I mean, I'm only 27.
It's a lovely little village, and everybody's so friendly, and
it's got a good mix of English and Spanish as well.
we just love it.
Amanda and Stuart bought a 3-bedroom villa with 4.5 acres of land, stables, a swimming pool, and even an amphitheatre. In Whitby, they would have paid no less than £400,000 for all this. Over here, it only cost them about a quarter of that.
So this is the sitting room dining area. It's rather large, as you can see. We wanted something like this in the UK, but obviously prices, you can never afford it, you know, an older building with beams, and it's everything we dreamed of, this property. I love it.
To pay for their lifestyle, they're planning to start a new business at the bottom of their yard.
Brought you some lunch, Stu.
They've started renovating their old stables, which they hope to rent out for functions and local events, where they'll also do the catering.
So this is the bar area. You wouldn't think so at the moment. All this sawdust from Stu's bits of wood. We want to get dance groups, we want to be able to get karate groups for the kids, so the area can use this as a community centre. It's good for us as a business, but also good for all the local people as well, isn't it? Yeah. So it's really exciting.
This part of Spain is in the middle of Europe's only desert, so opening a community centre may seem a little outlandish, but Amanda and Stu are convinced there's a market out there.
We're lock, stock and barrel into this. We've got no contingency, we've got no fallback. We've got to make it work. This one is for the Freemasons, the Almanzora Lodge, and they use this for their meetings and also for their dinners. But we had to sit down with them. They were actually emailing us while we were in England.
Yeah, they were that desperate to make sure that
they could. So we've signed up a 3-year deal with them.
And Stu's going to be a
Yes, and I've been invited to be a Freemason, so we'll see how that goes.
But the only funny handshake Stuart is likely to get for a while will be from his wheelbarrow. 5 rooms need painting. The bathrooms have to be plumbed, and the electrics made safe. And all that work rests on builder Stuart.
I've got 5 weeks to get done what I need to do.
I don't think it's unrealistic. Do you, Stu? Do you think it's...
No.
I'm stood here saying that and all I come in is to sweep the floor.
Today, the first load of concrete is due to be laid. It's 8:30 a.m. and already things aren't going well.
Hola, buenos dias. Is the concrete, did you say 8 o'clock?
The concrete mixer hasn't arrived.
It's 10:30 now.
You're joking?
But I came in yesterday, you said 8 o'clock.
By the time it arrives, it'll be so hot here that Stu may not be able to lay it properly before it dries out.
The problem I've got here is, because it's so hot, the concrete will dry too quick, and as it dries, it shrinks, and when it shrinks, it cracks. So once it's down, I really need to be spraying it with water, especially when it gets to the midday sun.
That's bad news. The one downside of living in the desert is that running water is only available 3 days per week at this time of year. And today's not one of those days.
I don't know what we're going to do. I really don't know. I haven't got a plan B for that. I haven't got a plan B.
The renovations have only just started.
Oh.
But the Brignalls are already feeling the heat. Charente, southwest France. It's the region between Paris and Bordeaux where cognac was first distilled. Here, 4-bedroom country houses can be bought for as little as £40,000. And this place has become a favourite for expats seeking a peaceful retirement. This doesn't apply to Kim and Jenny Gilbert. They are moving here to live life in the fast lane.
To the future.
Driven by Kim's passion for classic Land Rovers, the couple has put all their savings into buying a car parts business specialising in British vehicles.
What we've invested in this business is every penny that we have and probably the rest of our lives. But this is not about making a lot of money. It's a lifestyle thing, living somewhere nice.
Until last August, the pair were living in Blackpool, where they earned a combined £100,000 a year working as an export manager and a teacher.
It is an escape. Jenny and I were thinking about not being old and cold in Cumbria. It was just an opportunity that I couldn't miss.
No, it's not a nuts drop.
Now they're about to take over a business they know nothing about.
I'm not an expert.
I just knew if somebody needed a new exhaust pipe.
Is it falling off?
No, for listening to it.
Okay. It needs a new clutch.
Based in this house in the beautiful village square, this existing business used to be one of the most successful part suppliers in the French classic car scene.
These things are heavy.
Kim and Jenny have bought the house and all its contents for €350,000.
Is that all new in there?
Their plan is to move the business into a warehouse on the edge of town and turn this into a house for them to live in.
The main challenge would be the room that's out the back, where there are tens of thousands of parts, you know, down to nuts and bolts, all sorts of tiny pieces which need to be counted.
Once the house is ready, it will be just a leisurely 5 minutes drive to work and a regular 9-to-5 lifestyle that Kim and Jenny didn't have back in the UK.
I'm so excited about the house at the moment, I really am.
But for all her enthusiasm, Jenny's not ready to move just yet. She has decided to keep her job as a teacher in England while Kim starts the business up in France.
Right, good morning, everybody. Let's have your phones in the box and go into your seats, please. Nice phone, that one. I've been teaching for 34 years, and In that time, I've spent 18 years in this particular school. And quiet, please.
So for the next 6 months, Kim and Jenny will be living away from each other, meeting only at half-term.
We're going to make a piece of drama about a disagreement. Here, you know, it's a comfortable environment to be in for me. Therefore, I'm going to find this move difficult.
Despite Jenny's reservations, Kim is pressing on with the move. He's just put a French number plate on his Land Rover. If only he could do the same with Jenny.
He's not going back, I'm not going back. Well, we just all need to become a part of where we are.
The Costa del Sol. 100 miles of sunny beaches and world-class resorts, providing year-long entertainment in any one of its 103 towns. 300,000 British expats have chosen to start a new life under the Spanish sun, and there's a couple who've done that very successfully.
I don't like it out here by myself.
Simon and Natasha Bell first met at BBC Radio in London, where they both used to work.
Did you get stuck? I'd heard of you before we actually met, and I remember hearing his voice and thinking, oh, he sounds quite nice.
You told me that.
I did.
They were earning £80,000 a year working as journalists, but the stress of living in London soon got the better of them.
One thing that drove me away from London was having to sit on the tube every day for at least an hour going from the East End to the West End. That was driving me insane.
At the peak of their radio careers, they gave up their jobs to run a diving business in the resort of Torremolinos.
We wanted to go to a place where we could do scuba diving, and so this was kind of a natural spot to select.
And all these years later, here we are.
Yeah.
Still loving each other.
The pair worked together in the Torremolinos shop along with 6 staff and a dummy.
He's actually called Dave. He's been called Dave for about 7 or 8 years now. Loads of people stop and have their picture taken with him every day. He doesn't give back chat, he's never late, he doesn't drink on the job. Perfect employee.
The business is a hit.
You're taking your air with you, so you can just relax. Your air
But
goes
now they're gambling all the savings they've built up to buy another dive centre in the Costa's trendiest town, Marbella. Just 30 miles from Torremolinos, but a world away.
Marbella is famous for being a very affluent town. You know, they do pay good money for the service, and they're happy to pay it, but they do expect a certain level of service for that money as well. So we have to up our game even more here in Marbella.
Simon is going out of his way to impress the Marbella set. He's spent a total of €70,000 on the new business.
The problem would be if I was in charge of the accounts, we
have no money.
We would have underwater video cameras here. We'd have the biggest and best dive computers, and Natasha thankfully reins me in a little bit and keeps the spending under control a little bit.
Absolutely.
Their new shop used to be a bar and was converted into a diving centre. Simon and Natasha have renovated it over the last 6 weeks, and now it's ready to welcome new customers.
Do try and put no's or yeses, guys, OK? Sorry to be particular. We don't make the rules, we just follow them.
It's just learning, finding our feet, working out how this is going to work for us this year, because it's not the same as our first operation. It's a completely different operation.
Welcome, guys. You've all signed up for the official Discover Scuba Diving course. The #1 rule of scuba diving is never pee in your wetsuit.
Today, Simon is taking out a family of tourists from London.
So everything else feel OK?
I'm expecting good things.
Most of whom have never tried scuba diving before.
So we're going to go off and find some fish. Press the button, off we go.
Simon charges €90 for the hour-long immersions. Marbella offers some of the best sea life in southern Europe, being close to where the Mediterranean and the Atlantic Ocean meet.
Hooray! She saw lots of fish.
I saw a little octopus too.
Little octopus.
Wow.
He came out, squirted some ink at us, really, to tell us to get lost, and he went back into his hole.
Oh my God! Oh, that's very good. I'm so impressed, you know. I was so happy to leave my daughter and my son in the capable hands of a professional like you.
Oh, good. Chuffed with that.
Simon might be chuffed with his new dive operation, but the move has not been as simple for his wife Natasha, who'd have rather waited a bit longer to open another shop.
That's a bit of a struggle, just making him realise that good things come to those who wait. Sometimes we need a bit of patience.
Yeah, but sometimes you make me wait forever.
No, that's not quite true. But you are very much the now attitude, you know, when you want something, you want it right now. So, this is for you.
Speeding fines.
Yes! Who does that look like?
I know, it's me.
As the season is about to start, will Simon's gamble on the new dive centre pay off?
There's nothing worse than companies trying to set up another franchise or another branch, and they fail, and they stretch themselves thin. It's scary.
The Charente, a region that benefits from 2,400 sunshine hours a year and is the hottest and sunniest place in Western France. Over here, husband and wife Kim and Jenny Gilbert bought a classic car parts business 3 weeks ago to help fund a new dream life. It's the Easter break, so teacher and reluctant mover Jenny has flown to France to help her husband start up the business.
We'll do that one to get this.
Just need to check.
Oh, it's not the one?
No, it's not what we thought. I don't know whether I'll manage it, actually. In 4 months' time, I shall be moving out here forever, and that'll be it. So I'll be giving up everything that I've ever known. And the sad thing, obviously, is my family. Oh, having a bit of a moment.
But there's no time for Jenny's reservations. Today, the pair have to move 50,000 car parts to a warehouse on the edge of town so they can start restoring this huge property and make it their home.
Okay. One more for the road, is it? Thank you, dear. All right, getting your own back.
This successful business supplies the whole of the country with Land Rover parts. Kim has agreed to buy it from German expat Annette Flockvel.
No, mate, no.
But they still have to agree an exact price for the sale.
And when I've asked her for a true value of the stock, it's varied by up to 50,000 euros. So what we're having to do is go through the whole lot to really find a true value of every product that's in there.
It'll be a long and stressful day.
No, it really takes me ages when I have to look at every box myself.
Have you done that?
No.
Right. 13.
It's been a little bit abrasive again today, a little bit more tense than it should be.
Things are getting tricky.
Are you on strike?
So what does Kim do? Drive to his new warehouse and leave Jenny behind.
I can't carry much at the moment. Whereas everybody else does one journey, I'd make probably 2 or 3, but I'll get stronger.
To be quite honest, I just have to not be in close proximity to the lady because it's probably not good for my blood pressure. So that's why Jenny's there and that's why I'm here, so we're just getting on with it.
After a full day's work, the family is finally reunited.
I've been to Pascal's and got a bottle of wine just in case. So.
I think you need more than 1 bottle of wine, thank you very much. I'm freezing.
Fair enough.
Fed up,
Friday
I'm tired,
evening. Yeah.
I'm feeling dirty.
Oh, OK.
No, not tonight.
With most of the car parts moved, it's time for Kim and Jenny to inspect their new house.
This is going to be like the main room, isn't it, really, yeah. Upstairs, a huge bedroom. And as you can see, it looks nothing like a bedroom now at all.
At least there's an ensuite.
Moved over here.
For the last 10 years, this classic French townhouse was used exclusively as a depository for car parts.
Ceilings are going to go, floors going to go, walls are going to go.
It has 4 bedrooms, 4 reception rooms, 1 kitchen, 1 bathroom, and Kim thinks he can turn this back into a family house.
What's fantastic about French houses, certainly in this region, is the woodwork is all oak. It takes a bit of vision, but it's got potential, as they say.
Once again, Jenny's not so sure.
I can't see what he sees. It feels like a disaster, and I keep thinking, what am I giving up? Or, coming here at my time of life.
At least she won't have to think about the renovations. Tomorrow, Jenny flies back to England.
I've got another 3 months or so before Jenny comes out to get it all done properly.
And I'm expecting for it to be warm and for it to be comfortable. So this is what I want, please.
No pressure.
It's 2 weeks since the Brignalls quit Whitby in North Yorkshire to build and run a community centre in Almería, southern Spain.
It's definitely a change from me being back in England.
If all goes to plan, within 6 weeks their building will be open for business, so Amanda and Stuart can start making money.
I personally can't say there's nothing I don't like about Spain, even the lack of water. It doesn't.
You can't flush the toilet, there's no electricity some nights, there's tarantulas, but we love it.
But this morning, Stuart is up against it, as there's a delay on delivering the concrete for the community centre's future seating area.
We've got no water. Yes, 10:30 or 11, but can you put more agua into the concrete, please?
And the later the concrete arrives, the more difficult it will be to lay it, as temperatures rise. It's now the middle of August, and it can easily get as hot as 40 degrees Celsius.
It's just going to be so hot now, isn't it? So now is the perfect time. It's just cool by 10:30, 11. It's sweltering. And it's just delaying every other job, isn't it?
It's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Due to a misunderstanding in the plant, the concrete finally turns up, 3 hours later than promised.
Hola.
Now Stuart has to tell the man where he wants it, and quickly. In the searing heat, every minute counts.
It would be a lot easier, and the lad I had planned to come here could speak Spanish, and he was meant to be helping us, but he's not turned it today.
Good luck, Stu.
Yeah. Make sure it doesn't bang the wall, I think.
Despite the language barrier, Stu seems to be making inroads into this big job. But even in a foreign language, the concrete man is clear about where his duties end.
By myself, I think.
When it's 38 degrees outside, concrete dries very fast. So Stuart has to spread it as quickly as possible.
You finished it? Oh, I got for you, Al.
Luckily, neighbour Alan has come round to help.
That pencil line is level.
Oh, where do you want it?
The water supply is finally reconnected, so ex-hairdresser Amanda joins in too.
Oh, it's burning my finger.
We have our blonde moments, don't we, darling?
Oh.
A little bit dippy, a little bit blonde.
It's red hot. Ah!
There's only Amanda can make a scene out of wetting concrete.
Get lost.
You right, darling?
How wet do you want it?
We've hit the main heat, and the concrete's just gone off. So we've got a little patch that we haven't been able to get a finish on. Things happen, it's just got to get over them, that's all.
Obviously, the closer it's getting, the more excited we're getting, but along with excitement, you get anxious, and he's getting tired. He's getting really tired. But it's constant slog, it's hard work. Every day something goes wrong, and I think you have to learn not to take it too much to heart.
After 14 hours of work under the desert sun, Stu finally downs tools and gets the reward he deserves.
That's so nice.
It's been 2 weeks since ex-journalist Simon Bell opened a new dive centre in Marbella at the cost of €70,000.
Natasha refuses to let me spend any money.
I'm not tight. You just need pulling back a little bit.
It was Simon's dream to trade on the Costa's trendiest town. He's gambled all of the family's savings on the new dive centre.
The thing with Simon, I love him to bits, but he has got champagne tastes and lemonade money.
You know.
Yeah, so that's a bit of a struggle, just trying to rein him in sometimes.
The season is about to start, and Simon is determined to prove to his wife that the new Marbella Centre will be a success.
This is a proper nautical chart of the coast. There's about 100 dive sites all along here, and I think we've explored about 10 of them.
Today, Simon is setting off in search of a new diving spot he's heard rumours about, one that he hopes will bring customers flocking.
We're hopefully going to find a nice big reef system out in the middle of nowhere. We've got to have a check for what marine life there is there.
Simon hopes to charge his customers €90 for a dive like this.
And he's paid in full.
So it's important he finds something at the bottom of the sea today.
If we don't get the plotter exactly right, we could just drop down and find a big giant patch of bare sand, which is not going to be very nice for a paying client.
For such a delicate job, Simon has put together a team made up almost exclusively of British expats.
We have here Patricia, who's our instructor, Rachel and Courtney, who are training to be instructors. So there's these three, there's me, and then there's the handsome fella in the hat called Vinny.
If Simon's business takes off in Marbella, it will also mean more work for Simon's staff. This is especially important for ex-chef Vinny from Essex, who decided to get out of the kitchen and observe his favourite fish rather than fry them.
Well, I have my favourite sites where I find the congers, the morays, the octopus. We've got Molly the moray and Mavis the moray. We've got Ollie the octopus.
So a boatload of Brits head 2 miles off the coast where Simon thinks he can find his reef.
There's a very big reef here somewhere. OK, Vinny, chuck it in, let's go. OK, guys, it's basically a huge reef that stretches about 2 kilometres. When we get to the bottom, make sure there's all 6 of us together, and then we're going to head off and explore, OK?
Is Vinny still getting kitted out?
Come on, Vinny, we know you're old.
I can't help it if I drive the style.
But as the team descend, there's no evidence of the reef. All they can find is sand, seaweed, and a handful of sardines. With only enough air to last them 10 more minutes, they finally bump into the reef, nearly half a mile away from their boat. And suddenly, all the fish that Simon was hoping to showcase to his clients come to greet the new divers in town. Among the corals, there are swarms of groupers, pink anthea, silver dentex, and even one of the most primitive and scary-looking fish in existence, the Mediterranean moray eel. This animal gobbled up a scuba diver's finger last year, so it's hello, goodbye to the moray eel.
Awesome! Mission success! Fantastic! Absolutely fantastic. There was literally thousands of fish. Well chuffed with it.
Simon may have just found the first lucrative dive site for his new centre, but he seems to have lost a member of his team.
Just all wave goodbye.
Bye!
Bye! Bye!
You have to swim faster!
We'll come back tomorrow, yeah?
Bye! See you!
Good job, mate.
Yeah.
We're all going to have to knock him up, yeah?
Rite of passage, right?
Oh!
Come on.
Have you seen Whale Wars?
Leon!
Problem here with this sort of crew,
okay,
is that there's no respect your elders.
It's been a great day for Marbella's newest dive centre. Simon has found the first dive site to offer to his clients. But just as the season is about to start, Simon and Natasha are dealing with a big setback.
We've had au pairs for 2 years now, and this year we had another lovely girl from a lovely family, but she just didn't she didn't feel settled. So she just told us that she basically wants to go back home after a month of being here.
We're now on the mad hunt for a new au pair that we need to find as quickly as possible.
All of a sudden, Simon and Natasha have their 2.5-year-old to look after, as well as 2 dive centres to run, 30 miles apart.
We're right just into the start of a very, very, very busy summer season, and the timing couldn't be any worse for us.
In Almería, southern Spain, Stu and Amanda Brignall are putting all their money and effort into an all-purpose community centre.
We've got a zebra in the house.
There's still plenty to do if they're to open in 3 weeks' time as planned.
I think we're running on adrenaline, to be fair.
Stuart has taken care of the building work so far, so Amanda can focus on the decoration. She has just bought new lampshades from a Chinese shop at a bargain price.
We're just putting these lanterns up in here just to match the back ones, and we're going to get some really nice lights for the back. Oh, it's got Chinese writing on. It's got Chinese writing on too.
Yeah, they're exactly the same ones you threw out.
Yeah, but they had all colours.
The lampshades aren't quite fitting with the Spanish theme.
I didn't know it had Chinese writing on, but it was from the Chinese shop. Oh, I'll put them up and...
Why? They're coming down. Not having that. I'll get a hair rifle and use them as target practice. I don't even know if they're upside down. It might be upside down. It might be Russian.
But Amanda is trying to look on the bright side.
Nobody wanted them. Nobody wanted them because they had Chinese writing on.
And it looks like Stu's losing the battle.
We might have a Chinese theme night, then they'll come in, won't they?
I think if it was to say one is who is more dominant, I would say it was you.
Right. I think they're all right.
Oh, no! I'm allowed to wear the pants of this family and the wife says so.
So the Chinese lanterns are staying put. Stu and Amanda are working on a tight budget. To complete the community centre, they only have a total of €10,000.
Oh, it looks lovely in here.
On the hunt for more fittings, they've discovered a real opportunity.
Nothing clean, isn't it?
Yeah, spotless.
This restaurant in the nearby town of Albox has been run by Dutch expats for the last 12 months. They have decided to close down as they can no longer afford to pay the rent, so they have put on a fire sale.
Stuff and everything, right?
Yeah.
A lot of problems.
Right.
It's a worrying reminder to the Brignalls of just how hard it can be to run a new business away from Spain's tourist hotspots.
Really difficult. Because the Spanish people don't come to business of foreign people. They don't get Spanish clients. They really stick to their own place.
But these owners' loss is Amanda and Stuart's gain, as they have an opportunity to furnish their own business cheaply. At the top of their list is an industrial cooker.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Yes.
But with everything else available at a bargain price, Amanda goes binge shopping.
That table and this table, I think, yeah.
Are these sales? They are how much?
What about the glass washer?
67 quid for 3.
We'll definitely have them, yeah. 2 microwave. No, we don't need speakers.
Yeah, we do need speakers, don't we? Of course we do, yeah.
What about plates? Because we're short on plates. If we buy lots of things, can we have maybe small discount?
Is that stainless steel shelf for sale underneath that? And the trees?
Trees, we're keeping them.
They're nice.
So I have your telephone number.
You do, yes. Yes, give us a price for all them.
I feel a bit snidey, you know, with them going out of business and that. That's why I don't get involved, because Amanda's got no conscience. You see? Have you noticed that?
Thank you very much. OK.
Word has been spreading about the community centre.
We're the talk of the town at the minute. Stu phoned me about doing a hog roast, and the man who lives about 10 miles away said, "Oh, are you the guy that drives the black Land Rover?" And that just proves that people are, you know, talking about us. I hope in a nice way.
In preparation for the grand opening, back at base, Amanda's meeting a local artist about sign painting.
Exciting.
This is exciting because it took us ages to choose the name.
We originally called it the winking lizard, which we thought was good. I thought, yes, that's very Spanish. And after talking to people, they said, well, you're not in Benidorm, so it kind of...
You're not in Costa del Sol. Do you use spray?
Yeah, actually, I am a graffiti artist.
I love graffiti.
So we had to think about it, and Amanda went to a businesswoman's meeting in, I think it was an excuse really, but in Desert Springs. And they all came up with El Teatro, which means the theatre.
So in here, I prefer something
with
elegant and
stuff.
black and very... But outside, if you want to do graffiti, I would be so happy.
Okay, I think maybe we can follow one way for everything.
One way for everything, okay.
I think it's better.
At the restaurant, Stu and his friend Sam are back to collect the goods.
You got your leg on? Okay. The few bits that cost us more than we thought, but it was a good deal. 11.50. Is that right, young lady?
Yes. And Stu spotted something else that could be going for a song.
Karaoke! Karaoke!
Stu may be excited about his new karaoke machine, but on the local internet forum, some expats have made it clear to Amanda that they don't want noisy events in this quiet village.
We've had some negative responses. People saying we didn't move to Benidorm and we didn't want this loud karaoke bar. At no point have we ever said we're going to be a loud karaoke bar.
This is a karaoke machine, believe it or not, which plugs into our amplifier.
You have to get Pat down.
Oh, get Pat with Posh Elvis.
Yeah.
Teddy Bear.
Yeah, I'm not saying we're not going to do karaoke evenings. Why not? People like it. But we are predominantly not going to be a karaoke bar. Unfortunately, people around here have just assumed, and what they haven't known, they've just made up, which is quite sad, really, because we've put our whole life into this and want to make it our future, so why would they want to be negative? You would think they'd want to be positive with us and be as excited as we are about our opening evening.
Having spent their entire savings on their community centre, Amanda and Stu may no longer have a community to open it for. With just 2 weeks until the grand opening, will they be able to win back the support of the locals? In the western French region of Charente, there's good news for all Land Rover owners.
It's just pipe. I think I'll throw that in the don't know what it is box.
In the village of Garra, Kim Gilbert has reopened his specialist car park business from his brand new premises.
Bonjour. We're open, that's the main thing.
Kim has recently fallen in love with Land Rovers, but until 8 months ago he used to work in Cumbria as an export manager for a paper mill. So there's a lot of learning to do.
Just trying to work out where a track rod ends and a ball joint starts. Same thing. Still don't know where it goes.
Luckily, he has 3 employees who know a little bit more about the business.
I am Monsieur le Président, officially, the President. President does have a certain kudos about it, and I think my wife likes the aspect of being the First Lady.
But the First Lady is now 600 miles away in Blackpool, struggling to come to terms with living on her own.
I literally sleep like Kim was here all the time. So I'm going to show you. I sleep like this. That's it. So actually, when I wash the sheets, I'm wasting soap powder because really there's only this side that's been used.
Jenny is savouring her last few weeks at the school.
I'm nervous about letting go all that world. It's my world. I'm a teacher. That's what I do. It's all I know. And now I'm going to be in something where Kim will be shouting at me when I do things wrong, and he will as well. And that won't be very nice.
0545. What's the rest of the number, Nicola?
By the looks of things, there will be no shortage of work in France.
ANR 1799.
When Jenny finally returns.
It's busy, but I'd far rather be busy than what I've been doing for the last few months, which is basically twiddling my thumbs and trying to find something to do.
But it's not all about work.
Yeah, no problem. OK.
Kim also has to try and get the house ready for Jenny's return.
I think she's going to be absolutely stunned by the state of the house.
I bet she will. This house was built under the reign of Louis Philippe I in 1836, and that's starting to show. 4 bedrooms, a large kitchen, 4 reception rooms will all need complete refurbishment.
Welcome to the master bedroom, as it will be. In the olden days, when this house was built, some of the dividing walls were made of a very thin terracotta material, which is difficult to cut holes through and difficult to do it yourself on.
Kim's strategy is simple. He wants every room to be bigger.
Doesn't take much, does it?
Ever the optimist.
The idea today, in commencement of all the works, is to take down this wall. Not the sort of thing that I can do, but I know a man that does.
Kim knows that getting the house right will be necessary to help his reluctant wife settle when she comes over in 3 months' time.
Unbelievable. It's just unbelievable to see this coming down. Stuff has started. The clock started ticking for the house, not just for the business. And, wow.
One wall down.
Job done, I reckon, don't you? All right.
Their new bedroom is now 6 metres by 7, nearly double what it used to be.
Got the view. It was difficult to see the view when the wall was in the way. You know you're in sort of southern Europe when you see sites like that. We just don't have them in the UK. And the other thing is, well, the sun coming through, that nice warmth. It's a real big driver for coming down here.
Not from where Jenny stands.
It's not going to be finished by the time I get across, so I'll be camping, which I said I would never do. Kim has spoken about that if we need to shower, we can go across to the warehouse and have a shower there. It's not the same. It's not the same. I don't think he understands the need for privacy.
Nice one. I would love for her to be able to come over here and just move into the place and feel as though it's always been ours. Whether or not it actually happens, time will tell.
Here you go, guys.
Next time.
So that's El Manapia, yeah?
The trip of a lifetime in search of a sunken British wreck.
Excited!
But will Simon and his team even make it to the shore?
Van's broke down.
You are joking. What's happened?
It went bang.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am. Come on.
Kim tries to win over his reluctant wife Jenny with their new French home.
You should be carrying me over the threshold.
I will do when it's finished.
Oh, all right.
But will it work?
I'm scared stiff of coming out here. Changing is difficult.